I'm a 20-year-old, man. What am I supposed to do?
How y'all doing? I'm Paul Ryan, your host of the Across the Cowboys podcast. If you're new to the show, thank you for joining us. And to our regular listeners, welcome back. With me, as always, is my co-host, the greatest co-host in the world, Mike the Pig Crum. Mike, how are you?
I'm relaxed. I want to put my massage
as long as you're here.
on.
Do it. Go for it, man. This is going to be an easy episode. Just get relaxed and do your thing.
If I turn that on, one, it's not loud, but it'll make too much noise for the pod. I don't want that. Yeah. And the other is I would be out. Or you'd hear me going, oh, because it'll hit like a spot that hurts. And I'll go, oh. They're like, this guy's being, that chair is terrible. I'm like, no, it's amazing. You need some pain a little bit sometimes.
I can't wait to one day sit in that famous chair, Mike.
Bro, you won't leave. You won't go back. You won't leave. It's my favorite thing on the planet.
Is it really, honestly? Because I've always been a big lazy boy guy. Is it far superior to a lazy boy?
Well, the thing is, I have my lazy boy is right over here. This is where I sit regularly to watch TV or whatever. This chair I'm in it right now because it fits with the laptop the way I have it set up better. I like the background better with the Kingdom Hearts and everything. And then when I want to use it, like when I get up or before bed or after a day of work, then I use it. But I don't just lounge in the chair. I don't know why. I don't want to impact it that much.
Right. I hear you, man. You want to keep that thing. You want to keep that thing in prime condition. I hear that. Well, Mike, where can we find you on Twitter, sir?
CD Piglet, guys, nice and easy.
Guys, joining us tonight is the best account manager in the world, Mr. Brenden Fergy Smith. Brenden, how are you?
I'm doing just great. How are y'all doing?
Doing good, man. We're ready for your terrible food takes. We won't get into that just yet.
Brenden Breadman Smith.
Yes, Brenden Bread Smith. Brenden, where can we find you on Twitter, bro?
They can find me at Brenden_Smith26.
Guys, I'm Paul Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Ryan15. So, guys, although we're a day late from Victory Monday, it's always better late than never when celebrating a Cowboys victory. After another dominant victory, the Cowboys improved to 7-3. But I'm curious, Mike, are the Cowboys a slow starting team?
They seem to be, at least more often than not. They've had 3 and outs in Brenden. You'll get that joke more in a minute, Jordan. They've had 5 opening drives. They've gone 3 and out, 3 of them in losses. And then this last game and the game against the Chargers were also 3 and outs on their first drive. The defense in, what was it? I think it was 8 of the 10 games has either given up points on the first drive or at least 10 plays on the first drive. Yeah. So, I mean, they seem to be a slow starting team, unfortunately.
Brenden, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I completely agree with Mike. It kind of feels like they don't watch much film when they're playing the team, and then it's adapt over the game. And they'll start to dominate. Even the blowouts, oh, well, we're not doing much. That's great. Oh, how the hell do we have 21 points? How do we get here? That's kind of what happens.
It seems to be a common theme in the McCarthy era here. Is that something concerning for either one of you guys heading, as we get closer and closer to the playoffs?
Yeah. But most of the teams you're going to play, other than the Saints, honestly, are going to score fast and they're going to score a lot. Yeah. Unless, Philly plays like they did against the Chiefs. But yeah.
That Chiefs defense is no joke.
It's hard to play the Niners and have to battle uphill against them. They're just too good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not great.
I hear that. Brenden, did this game impact Dak's MVP chances either way? Improve them or decrease them at all?
No. He played efficient. And he had some missed passes, but also a lot of drops. Troy Hill was holding Jalen Tolbert most of the time, but we're not going to talk about that. The refs didn't see it, so we're not going to talk about it. But Troy Hill was wrapped around him like a lot of guys would wish for most people. But other than that, no. It's against Carolina. They're 1-9 now, so it doesn't matter. Unless Dak went for 600 yards, 6 touchdowns with no interceptions, then, yeah, I'll get his stat padding, but no, it was nothing.
Tolbert and that DB were slow dancing a couple plays there, Brendan. I will agree with you there. Mike, what are your thoughts there? I mean, do you think this improved or decreased Dak's chances of MVP?
No, he didn't go crazy stat-wise, but he didn't cost your team anything. Seemed like they went pretty vanilla. He took what they gave him. Easy win, so it doesn't move the needle either way.
Hear that, yeah. Like Brendan said, Dak was efficient. He did have the 2 touchdowns. There was a lot of bad drops, and of course, no calls too. But I don't know. It just seemed like you said, we got off to a slow start, and you look at the end score, you're like, man, Dak must have had a really good game, and it wasn't really that way. There was a pick 6. There was a rushing touchdowns, which was nice to see from Pollard, but I don't think he really carved up this defense like I thought he might.
I agree. Their pass defense was good going into the game. So, they do a good job of like, we'll let you get the ball underneath and we'll tackle you, but you're not getting anything big. Right. And they're not going to run some trick play, new scheme set up against Carolina that other teams can study. So you just kind of take what you can get and then you go on to the next game.
I do remember asking myself, I'm like, why do we keep trying to make all these plays happen behind the line of scrimmage? And then it was Greg Olsen who kind of touched on it, explaining why, talking about the Panthers secondary. And then that actually helped us set up the run and everything. And like you said, we didn't want to, bust out the trick plays or go too deep into the playbook. So I understand it. But, maybe had we been more aggressive, that could have, padded his stats there in the third quarter, had those garbage time third quarter stats that, people like to claim Eddie House.
Yeah, the third quarter. Amazing, dude. No, somebody on Twitter legitimately was like, see, they threw the first 2-3 downs against Carolina because they're trying to pad Dak's stats. Like, bro, the first drive? God, I'm dead on. I'm not even making that up.
Wow. Pad statting on the first drive after kickoff. That's something else. That's a new one for me, Mike.
Yeah, that's a head explosion emoji.
Yes, sir. So we saw your guy Bland, Mike. He had his 4th pick 6 of the season. Man, the way he's playing, is he now in consideration for Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how you have him past second. Like Myles Garrett's your Defensive Player of the Year. That guy's crazy right now. I don't even know. I don't even know if there's a discussion past him. But if there is, it's DaRon Bland is the next guy because he's doing something that nobody's ever done before, And the thing is the what was the bullshit, the yards allowed or whatever, that they did for Trayvon the year he had 11 interceptions. You can't even get that on DaRon Bland. Like that guy is allowed the lowest passer rating by quarterbacks targeting him. He's given up 1 touchdown. It was the one to Devontae Smith. At least by a couple of sites, they say 1 touchdown. So, yeah, I think he's right there.
Dude, that touchdown to Devontae Smith though against the Eagles, that was it's hard to beat a perfect throw. I mean, it was better coverage, but a better throw. I can't really put that on DaRon.
Yeah, it was a great players, great teams make great plays. That's an all-pro quarterback throwing to one of the best second wide receivers in the game. You shake your hand and you go, good one, you got me. I'm going to get you guys next time.
Yeah. Brendan, what about you? Is Bland in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation for you?
Well, first off, he should be. There's no way he's not. But honestly, after seeing Diggs get 11 double digits in 1 year, that's insane. It's not going to happen. Like, I don't know what's up. I feel like Defensive Player of the Year is an edge rusher stats. Like, they're like, oh, MVPs for quarterbacks. Defensive Player of the Year is edge unless a corner somehow pops off. I haven't even seen that in years. But it's edge or bust, honestly. And also Myles Garrett is inhuman.
Did Diggs get any nods for Defensive Player of the Year the year he had 11 interceptions? I don't remember that.
I think he got 4 votes.
Okay. Not nearly enough. Sure, after a season like that. So, yeah, I tweeted out from the Cowboys account something that brought up a lot of mixed reviews, mixed comments. And I thought it was worth discussing because I was surprised at how the people who actually said that they thought Bland might be the better of the two. But you look at all the cornerbacks in the NFL. Where does Bland rank among quarterbacks for you, Mike?
1.
Wow.
Right now he's first. He's playing better. That's how that position works. There's no there's no way to have it like a long-term position because you could fall off so fast at it.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey 2 years ago is number 1. I don't know if he'd be in people's top 10 right now. Like his last year at the Rams, and he's been all right. I know he made a few plays this last game, but he hasn't been great. Sauce, obviously, elite his rookie year. Been good this year, but not DaRon Bland good. He don't have those interceptions. He doesn't have the returns. He doesn't have a better passer rating against. DaRon Bland just played better. Shout out to Nosi, who called this a year ago. He was talking about it today on Twitter, how he said last year that this time next year you'll be calling DaRon Bland better than Sauce Gardner. And I was like, it's kind of right now. Just how they're playing right now, DaRon Bland's the best in football, in my opinion.
That is quite the bold statement. You love the fact that Bland and Diggs are both on the Cowboys, man. That's incredible, especially, man, for getting Bland in the 5th round. That's insane. For you, Brenden, where does Bland rank for you among cornerbacks in the NFL?
No, Mike's right. Production-wise, nobody's beating Bland.
Yeah.
4 interceptions for touchdowns. Are you joking me? He has 5 interceptions in the year, 4 for touchdowns. What in the hell? That's insane. But he does get targeted a little bit. I would still say Surtain, just because Surtain really doesn't get targeted unless it's underneath. That's the only time you'll see number 2 have to go chase somebody. But right now, production-wise, it's Bland. Easily, but I think overall, it's Surtain. I also have to say this because my best friend's a Broncos fan, so I can't piss him off. But yeah, Bland's up there with the best of them, and no one can say otherwise.
Dude, this last
I'm sorry. How many years is this Surtain's third?
Third year. Yeah, he was drafted in the my good class.
He's 3, Sauce is 2, and Bland's 2.
Oh, yeah.
Young cats are balling out right now.
This last pick 6 by Bland, man, where he was traveling and then made the play and then got up and ran it back. Nastiest one of the 4 for sure.
Dude, my friend Cooper called it. He's like, you know what? I'm bored. I want to play happen. Interception. And we see Bland jump for it. Like, what the hell? I sprinted around the room. I'm like, there's no way he called that. It's like, dude, he just scored a touchdown. I'm like, no, he didn't. And I see them all dancing in the end zone. I'm like, what in the hell?
So filthy. Brenden, you look at this game, man, 33-10. You got to feel pretty good about that. But did you leave this game concerned about anything you saw from the Dallas defense or from Dallas, period?
Well, yes, the defense, the run defense. Holy hell! Can we just? I just want to see someone tackle someone before they're going 8 yards up the field, please. Like Marquise Bell is playing, but he's better in coverage. Damone Clark is fast, but he's also better in coverage than he is actually tackling and kind of blitzing. But this defense is made for passing. We need to be up by 14 or 10 or 14 points, so they only have to pass the ball. Just tackle him, for the love of God, and also stop letting Micah get held. Because he's getting choke slammed every time.
Would you bring in
hopefully
Darius
the curse has
Leonard?
been lifted, man. Oh, man.
Would I bring in Darius Leonard?
I asked Cowboys Nation about that. I didn't get any responses, but, dude, how nasty would that be to add him to this defense? The type of player that he is? My goodness. How does a play like that get released, dude? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm assuming he asked.
He hasn't been playing terribly.
He was like, free me, dude. I don't want to be a part of a rebuild. Like, by the time you guys are better, my prime is going to be done. Well,
he said a few weeks ago, like, I saw on Twitter that he had been upset about his playing time, wondering why he's not getting as much playing time. And the type of player that he is, I mean, at one point he was regarded as at least a top 5 linebacker, like definitely up and coming linebacker in the NFL. And then you don't hear much about him this year, and the Colts are actually doing pretty well, all things considered. But you don't hear his name called too much. I found that kind of strange, and then they just straight up release him. You don't see that too often.
And he was never a problem locker room guy, a problem off the field guy. He's a hell of a player. So he's one that if they could, I'm sure nobody's going to claim him off waivers with that money. I would be surprised, but that'd be one I'd be trying to sign And you know it's going to be Howie and the Eagles. You just know it.
Yeah. So, Mike, you touched on it about the Cowboys having slow starts. In regards to this question here, do you think Dallas has issues being locked in? Like, against bad teams, maybe they're not as focused as they should be.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it happened both the times they played the top teams, though, too. The top NFC teams, same thing happened. I don't know if it's just not how they – Brenden talked about it, how they adjust. They get better as they adjust to the game. But they don't start off with, like, good scripted plays. Maybe Dan Quinn needs to, like, hey, let's see what they're doing. Oh, okay, I know what we could do to stop that. Pardon me. That type of thing. So I think I would put that on the coaches. If they don't have people ready to go right away, I'm always, that's a coach thing.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, so I mean, what other than maybe the run defense? Was there anything else that concerns you about this team?
No, that's it. The run D is the issue. Too many chunk runs for Carolina.
Yeah. A common theme we're hearing about the Cowboys is how they beat up on bad teams, but are we also seeing finally a healthy Cowboys team? You look at Terrence Steele, Tony Pollard, Tyron Smith. Are we finally starting to see them be healthy, or are we just really beating up on bad teams? Mike, sorry.
No, it's okay. I think they are beating up on bad teams, but I'll say that you could see that there is cohesion happening. The offensive line working together better, the pass game working together better. They hit a couple of runs. I thought it was 120-yard run. I guess it was 2, but for Pollard. But yeah, I would say they're beating up on bad teams, but that doesn't mean they're not getting better as they're doing it. Working together, that stuff is good for the team.
What are your thoughts, Brenden? You have anything to add to that?
Well, we are beating bad teams. Like, Carolina's an awful team. The Giants, atrocious, even though they beat the Commanders, which is pretty funny. But
crazy.
You're seeing progression from people that you needed to see from. Tony Pollard finally had something explosive, which we haven't seen since I don't even know, not even week 1, honestly. Terrence Steele, I am sorry. I was talking so much trash about you, and you handled Brian Burns so well. I was staring at that right side the entire time. He got beat sometimes because Brian Burns is an animal, but he held his own, and I'm like, that's what we needed. That's the type of confidence you need to rock in. We're gonna play the Commanders because they have anyone, but that Seattle is working our way up. And also, Tyron Smith is back. Just keep letting him sleep. Like, just let him show up for fun, like maybe film. Let him hit the weights, and just let him do whatever he wants. He's a grown man.
Same contract. Absolutely. Is he your starting left tackle next year?
Yes, easily. But this contract at $10 million a year?
No, but it depends on who falls in the draft. I would like a young tackle just because I am tired of, like, is Tyron going to play? Is he not? Because you're going to go full.
Oh, go ahead, Bern. I'm sorry.
Well, it's like, you can't go full offseason and him not really practicing that much still. It's like, of course we're seeing him healthy for once, which is great. He's balling out. But I'm so tired. Like, is he going to injury report? Is he going to pop up randomly that is, oh no, he might not play, and then he doesn't play, like in the Arizona game, dresses out and still doesn't play? I'm tired of it. So if you can find someone in the draft, yeah, but don't waste a pick like you did. Even though Schoonmaker had a good touchdown, but don't waste a pick like that.
I think until Tyron decides he's going to retire, the Cowboys are going to let him, be their left tackle until that day happens. I kind of have a theory that that's why they won't say that Tyler Smith is the left tackle of the future, because they don't want to disrespect Tyron. I kind of feel that, maybe that's why they are so focused on, stating that he's going to be the left guard, because they don't want to disrespect Tyron at all. So maybe
you tell me I get 11 games and the playoffs of Tyron, what he's been this year, even though 1 to 2 bad games. Sign me up. It's so hard to get offensive line. And then if you draft someone in the left tackle as a monster, great. Like, hey, look, you're going to be the swing tackle. What do you want to do? If I understand if you want to be released or retired or whatever, we got a Tyler Smith again. We need to play him. then great. But man, I would rather have that insurance.
For sure, for sure. So, Brendan, you mentioned that the Commanders getting beat by the Giants, who are an absolutely atrocious team. Are the Commanders another bad team that Dallas has to play?
They played the Eagles well, which most Eagles games have been close, so that doesn't really say much. But like they're gonna play close. Like it's a divisional game, so it's gonna be whatever. But that team's not talented on the defensive side of the ball anymore. Dallas should be able to move the ball with decent ease, and yes, it will be a bad team. But like I said, it's interdivisional games. Who knows what's gonna happen? Also, it's Dallas on Thanksgiving. That Raiders game still haunts me anytime I think about Thanksgiving. So
I hate that game that's one of those ones that even I gotta go. Refs were an issue.
Dude, that overtime call, bro.
Poor Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown he was always kind of hit, but after that game, like fans really got on him, and it was like, man, dude, he was getting most of that was bullshit calls,
yeah.
And the team never flipped back on him. The fan base never flipped back on him the whole time he was here, even when he played well.
Well, because you gotta blame someone. Like, you can't always blame the refs, because then you're people like, oh, you don't know football. Well, I'm gonna blame this guy then. He plays a starting corner. Also, he hasn't been that great. He was good his rookie year because he was a late round pick, and they're like, oh wow, look at this guy out of Purdue. Look at what he's doing. But no.
I don't know. I feel like he got hated on a little too much, especially after that one season. But he was a solid corner for sure. Good compliment to Diggs. All right, Mike. Before you fall back asleep, are the Commanders just another team that the Cowboys have to play again?
No. I'm going to give them a little bit more credit than that. They're a division rival. They have talent, especially their backs. I'm doing an article on them now, if I could stay awake. And it is Brian Robertson and Gibson are like their most efficient targets in the passing game. If you combine their numbers, they're almost equal to Terry McLaurin, but they do it on like 15 less targets and they have a couple more touchdowns. Mm-hmm. But the yards and the receptions are almost equal. And they're not a team you could just, if you play like you did early against Carolina, you could be in some trouble against the Commanders. They've shown in the Philly games that they are talented enough to hang with better teams. Over the last 3 games, they're the number 1 third down team in football. Before the Giants game, I apologize. Yeah. The number 1 third down team in football and second to us in passing yards a game. And in the game against the Giants that they lost, they had like 30 first downs to 13. They controlled the clock for 34 minutes. They had more passing and rushing yards. They just had 6 turnovers. You turn the ball over 6 times, you're going to lose. So,
for sure. You definitely don't want to get down by 7 or 10 points against an offense like that who could just score any given drive. I agree with you there, Mike. That offense is something to not something to overlook. And anytime like we've seen just from the Carolina Panthers, I mean, for 3 quarters we saw kind of a different team, a team that was playing better than probably they've been playing all year because they were playing the Cowboys. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Commanders defense play a similar way, and we already know what that offense can do. So it's an interesting game for sure on Thursday. But they did make a couple of trades that would indicate that they're planning more for next year, to trading away a Josh Sweat and a Chase Young. Did that kind of be a signal that they're giving up on the season for you, Brendan?
I mean, I think they're both also just getting off contracts that they're going to have to pay in the future. Chase Young has been injury prone, so they're like, well, I don't know what they're going to do. Let's see what we get. Did they get like a 2nd round pick? Second or 3rd round pick? Chase
Young and a 2nd for
for Montez. Yeah, okay. I was getting Montez and Chase's draft. Yeah. But Chase Young's injury prone, so that's whatever. I think they're just getting up a contract so they don't have to pick up the 5th year option. And Montez was a shocking move. I think they just didn't want to pay him. So I guess your answer is yes, they're looking towards the future. But I don't know if you're looking towards the future. I don't know why you trade Montez Sweat. Then I think they could be a cornerstone. But I'm at that front office.
Yeah, true. Mike, what about you? Was that an indication that the Commanders are ready to play for next year and not so much this year?
Yeah, yeah. Their defense lived off their D line, and now they only have the defensive tackles. So it's if they were going to do something, it was going to be very Philly like, where it was led by their pass rush and their defensive line, helping their linebackers and their secondary. And I think a trade like that said they've kind of transitioned to more of an offensive team now. And I think they're like, look, our defense was bad even with them. Why get ready to pay them? Let's just get something for them and start over.
Yeah. So, Cowboys playing every Thanksgiving, you're bound to have some historic victories, but also some historic losses mixed in there, Mike. Can a division opponent on Thanksgiving be a trap game?
I'm going to say no, because I just feel like how they played against Philly, the fact that what big rivals you are with them, and the big stage of Thanksgiving, I would be interested if next Thursday or the next game we played was Philly. That may make me think differently, but I'm going to say no. I don't think this game could be a trap game.
What about you, Brenden? Do you think this game's a trap game?
If it was like this same talent, but on any other team that's not our interdivisional game, I would say yes. Because okay, they don't have much. They have a quarterback that iffy at times. They have a star receiver, but anyone can win on any given Sunday. Mainly interdivisional games. Did y'all watch the Browns Steelers game? Are you kidding me?
No, thank you.
It was atrocious, and they won. Philly barely beat them twice. We have destroyed the Giants because they're even a lot worse than Washington ever will be. But it's the individual game. You'll never know. And also, Dallas hasn't, like I said earlier, Dallas hasn't played well on Thanksgiving in recent history. So who knows who's going to show up? Honestly, I have no idea.
How the hell did the Giants sweep the Commanders?
No, they didn't. They've lost to the Commanders once, and they beat the other victory was the Cardinals. They only won 2 games, right?
Giants, I think, swept. Didn't they beat them like 14-7 or something in the first meeting? And then
did they really?
No idea.
I'll check.
I didn't realize they played twice already. Brenden, I'll ask you this next one. We've seen the Cowboys beat up on bad teams this last stretch. Does the defense need another dominant performance to be confident heading into this next stretch of games where we're playing some stiffer competition?
I don't think they need like a dominant win, but they. Were you right, Mike, or no?
14-7 the first game, Giants, and the second game 31-19 Giants.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Fire Jack Del Rio yesterday.
For real.
No, but seriously, you don't need dominance, but you just need to show that they can learn and adapt. If you can stop the run just a little bit better than we have, you just want to see progression. I don't need Micah to have 2.5. I would love Micah to have a 2.5 sack game. He was a monster. But I don't need 7 sacks from the defense. It'd be nice, but hopefully we don't need that. DaRon Bland pick 6, even though I have him getting his 5th pick 6 on Thursday. I tweeted that out, but really no. I just want to see progression. Dan Quinn's okay, hey, we need to stir up here, and you just see if we can stop the run a little bit better.
Am I crazy, or didn't the Commanders blow out the Cowboys on Thanksgiving in 2020 when we had Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton, yeah. Remember that was the game where they destroyed him?
Absolutely off.
They destroyed Dalton, and then nobody came to help him or anything. And
no, I thought that was the. Oh yeah, that was. But that was not Thanksgiving. That was a Commanders game, though. I remember seeing that. That was terrible. And then Zach Martin went out that same game as well. That was an ugly, ugly game. But Mike, do you think this defense needs another dominant performance to kind of build their confidence heading into this next difficult stretch of games?
It doesn't need it. It couldn't hurt, but no, it doesn't need a dominant performance.
Okay, that's fair enough. Brenden, we talked a little bit about the defense of the Commanders, but you look at the skill players. Who do you think has the better skill players, Dallas or Commanders?
Oh, Dallas. Easy. They have Terry McLaurin. I like Brian Robinson. I have him in fantasy. I have him in fantasy. He's been done.
Yeah.
He has saved me a couple weeks ago. I still suck at fantasy. But other than that, no. Fergie's better than Logan Thomas. I love Jahan Dotson. He makes some really awesome catches for a small guy. But I like Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks has shown that he can have 170 yards against a team. Michael Gallup, who knows what you're going to get. But running backs, they win. Everything else, Dallas wins. CeeDee Lamb is better than Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Could you imagine if we had CeeDee Lamb and Jahan Dotson? My goodness. That'd be pretty nasty for Dak and the Cowboys. Mike, what do you think? Do you think Dallas Commanders have better skill players?
I have it closer. I have the edge to Dallas. Running backs, Washington. Tight end, Dallas. Wide receivers. Their third guy is probably better. Samuel is better than who we have right now, proven especially. But Lamb is enough now better than McLaurin that I would give Dallas the edge because of that. They were closer last year. This year, CeeDee Lamb's took that step up to tier 1, and McLaurin's probably still in that tier 2 next level guys.
Somebody to watch out for, though. Oh, sorry, Brendan. Somebody to watch out for on Thanksgiving, man, is De'Ami Brown. Don't let him get behind the defense. He could easily have 2 catches, 100 yards, and 2 tutties.
And they have a lot of chemistry. Him and Sam Howell have chemistry from college.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brendan, what were you going to say? I'm sorry, man.
Oh, no, I was saying and Brandon Cooks. Like, I'm talking about last year, it was Noah Brown and CeeDee Lamb going out wide. Yeah. So, yeah.
Noah Brown catching strays. He's having a good year out there in Houston, man.
I'll never forgive him for the Jacksonville game. He had 2 touchdowns, but that volleyball interception will always piss me off.
Yeah, I hear that. Brendan, when Dallas loses on Thanksgiving, does that ruin your day, your holiday?
Oh, okay. It depends on how they lose. Like, I know we talked about the Raider game earlier. I couldn't stand to be anything near football. Like, I didn't want to watch or talk about anything. I was so livid. I never see my dad. I'm sorry, Dad, but I never see my dad cuss more on a TV than that game. We were both just looking at each other dumbfounded after everything. So it can, but it all depends on how they lose. If it's a close game, I'll be a little upset. I'm like, damn it, it was a close game. We'll get it next week. But if it's one of those blowouts, I'm throwing things.
Well, hopefully Mr. Bredman is not listening to this episode as we speak, Brendan. Mike, how about you? When the Cowboys lose on Thanksgiving, does that ruin your day?
Yes.
Just flat out, huh? Yeah. Ruin your entire day or just a moment or what? What are we talking here?
No, it pretty much ruins it. Like, even after I eat, I'm like, a friggin', they couldn't win the damn game. Like, no, it makes it to where the day's not going to be great. And that's ruining it because it's like, no matter how good the food is, the Cowboys couldn't win.
Do you find yourself eating more after the Cowboys lose, or you're like, I'm done with the food, I'm done with this day, I'm going to my room?
I eat the same regardless because it's, it's Thanksgiving.
I got you. Brendan, does Thanksgiving have the best food out of all the holidays?
Not really, because but my family eats a lot of the same food for Thanksgiving and Christmas. But we'll have like some things that my aunt makes that are like custom to Christmas, like pizza sandwiches and stuff. I love that to death. My mom makes awesome meatballs. But so I would say Christmas more actually.
I've never heard of the Italian spread on Christmas. That sounds kind of good though.
It's pretty dang good, dude.
Mike, what about you? Does Thanksgiving have the best food out of all the holidays?
I guess so. I mean, I like Christmas when we do the prime rib, but I don't think we've done that the last year or two. Maybe we did. Christmas, if it's the big prime rib, if it's not, then I'd say Thanksgiving. Because the Thanksgiving sides are always amazing, especially cornbread, biscuits, rolls.
Both of y'all, we're gonna fight.
Wheat
both
rolls,
y'all, we're gonna fight.
rolls. White bread, wheat bread.
We're all gonna meet up we're all gonna meet up for the first time. We're all gonna be happy. I'm gonna have this in the back of my mind, and then you're all gonna be like, "Oh, this is so cool," and I'm just gonna remember that it's gonna be a fight.
You are now Brenden Bredman. I mean, there's no way around it. I'm sorry. Just so you know.
And everybody else will understand in about.
No, I changed things. Haha.
So I want to say that, but as far as Thanksgiving goes, man, I was surprised. I thought maybe one of you guys might say Easter or like July 4th because they'll strike me as people who might like to grill out. But no, for me, Thanksgiving is probably my favorite food out of all the holidays, just because I only eat that type of food once, maybe twice a year, and it is my favorite meal. Thanksgiving meal is my favorite. So I will have to say that Thanksgiving does have the best food, but close second would be like an Easter or July 4th, just because I like the grilled chicken, ribs, brisket, whatever have you.
Super Bowl spread.
That is a holiday. Yeah.
Honestly, they should.
That's true.
That next day should be off for everybody's school, work. That's not fair.
I agree.
Monday after the Super Bowl should be a holiday. Mike, what is your favorite appetizer finger food on Thanksgiving?
You know the answer to this. Dates stuffed with goat cheese wrapped in bacon. It is the greatest bite, dude. The best bite of food that's ever been created. It's perfect. It's sweet and smoky and tangy. It's, oh my God, dude. They're so dangerous because they're just little morsels. And you eat it and it's so good. And it's like, you just want to eat more of it. It really is. It's perfect.
What about you, Biscuit? What's your favorite appetizer finger food on Thanksgiving?
Well, shouldn't I say that for my list, sir?
No, but I mean, it might have made your list, but you can count it twice.
Well, how badly I just want to say bread now for every answer. Like, you're gonna ask me every question. What's my favorite drink? I'm just gonna say bread. I'm just gonna say a roll. Like, favorite side. You can get this as a side or appetizer. I kind of counted it as both when I was making the list. But dude, like my aunt makes some kick-ass mac and cheese. Like it's some pretty good stuff.
That's a side.
That's a side. That's not an appetizer or finger food, but we'll let you slide.
Hey, it can be in both. It all depends on how much you're eating of it, though. If you have like a little thing in part of your plate, dude, we're gonna fight. Like, y'all gonna feel so bad in my top 5.
How can mac and cheese be an appetizer? Who eats that as an appetizer?
I've seen like mac and cheese balls or like a mac and cheese egg roll or something like that, but I've never heard of just mac and cheese as an appetizer or finger food. But we'll let you pass this time, Biscuit. Mike, Thanksgiving, you're full. You get full on a normal day after eating, but then there's like Thanksgiving full. Are they the same thing? Or are they different?
No, Thanksgiving full is different. Thanksgiving full is it's nasty. Thanksgiving full is you feel bad about yourself. Like,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike.
No, I'm just you really like. I know I do. I'm like, I'm trying to be disciplined. I'm trying to do this. No, you have these plates of food with sides and appetizers that are main course macaroni and cheese and
bread
bread, lots of bread, tons of different bread, and then you're like 4 different pies, and you want to try a little, each
everything pie. You want a bite of everything.
Yes, and by the end of it you're suffering. It's a suffering pain.
But like the thing is, though, it's like, you'll have the finger foods, the appetizers, right? Kind of getting ready for the main course. Then you have the main course. You're like, man, I'm full. But then you find yourself, maybe you're getting up to go to the bathroom, or you're going to like get a refill of drink. You might grab a deviled egg. You might grab some whatever finger foods like that. You might grab a piece of ham, a piece of turkey. You're just like constantly grazing all day. And then you finally have maybe your second plate, and then you have your second plate of dessert. It's a long day, man.
It is brutal. I really try to only have the one meal, the one-time dessert, and don't eat, because I repurpose leftovers. That's like one of my things is do different stuff with what the leftovers are. So I try to only have one plate, but it's like a little of everything on each. And I'm diabetic, so I have to be I have to take so much insulin. Golly. It's
Bredman, what about you? Do you have two different types of full? Do you have Thanksgiving full and normal day full? You kind of strike me as somebody who can put down some food, like if you like the type of food.
It all depends, like, because sometimes I'll go where I won't eat much like the day before, so I can eat more, and then I'll feel like hell. But there's a stuff where, like, you know what, I'm happy, and like you feel good. Other times I'm on the couch, I don't want to move. You touch me, you'll die. But no, that mostly happens on Thanksgiving. Maybe try to leave my aunt's house. I'm like, I don't need to move. Like, y'all gonna have to help me to the car here.
The worst fool I've ever been was when I was dating this girl, and she had a son who loved pizza. So we go to CC's Pizza one night, and we decided to have a pizza eating contest. I'll never forget that feeling I had, man, trying to beat him in a pizza eating contest. And like, she made us both stop because she knew we were both going to get sick because like neither one of us was going to let the other win. I'll never forget that type of fool, dude. It was gross. It was really, really bad. Like, I've never ever felt that way. Straight up food coma for at least an hour.
There was times where I was uncomfortable at that red sauce dinner. That was
that what?
The red sauce dinner. I think I posted about it on Twitter. I went last week. When was it? It was Thursday. I went Thursday, and man, it was good. 4-course meal, but I was like, I had never been to that one before. And I didn't know how it worked, and I didn't pace myself well enough. And by the end, I was like, end it all.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, guys. So if you've been listening to the show long enough, you know that we do this every Thanksgiving where Mike and I, we talked about our favorite, like our perfect Thanksgiving plates. We've had guests come on around this time of year, and they shared their perfect Thanksgiving plates with us. So it's only right that the newest member of the Across the Cowboys family, our guy Brenden Smith here, he talks about his perfect Thanksgiving plate. And for those of you who don't know, this is like the qualifications, if you will, that Brenden has to go by. He gets 1 drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. He gets 2 appetizers or finger foods, 2 meats, 3 sides, and we decided that gravy, cranberry sauce, and rolls are not sides. If you feel differently, leave it in the comments. And also 2 desserts. So Brenden, talk to us, man. What's your perfect Thanksgiving plate?
You know what? I kind of just want to say rolls. I am a bread man. Y'all are gonna feel bad when I say my top 5 now. I might be changing my top 5 thankful things. But no, it all depends, because like sometimes I'm really not that hungry on Thanksgiving, because like I'll eat like a late dinner or whatever. I'm just not that hungry. But I guess perfect wise, I am a picky person, so I'm gonna put that out there. That's why bread was one of them, because you can't really mess up bread. That's why it was one of them. But so in the past, I'll just go with water, but I would kind of go more now with just whiskey. Well,
there you go.
Whiskey or bourbon, because you can never go wrong with that. You get ready for the game. Appetizers and sides, I feel like are kind of like the same to me, because I'll just have them like either. It doesn't really matter, because you'll have it on the side of your plate. Like I don't eat before. I'll wait till everything's ready, and we'll put things on the plate. And so that's why I said macaronis. It's like I'll have it with it. So it's kind of like you'll either or when you're putting it. So I'm gonna combine them. So I had 2, and so it's like 5 total. I said macaroni, candy yams, mashed potatoes, stuffing, and cheesy potatoes for appetizers and
/ scalloped potatoes. I've never heard about that on Thanksgiving. That sounds good.
It really is.
So 5 sides. So we went with 5 sides.
Yes, I did. I did go with 5 sides. I'm not even gonna argue. I'm just gonna say yes.
And what did we do in double chicken tenders here on Thanksgiving, Brenden, for your 2 meats?
Okay, hey, I'm not that basic.
Dino nuggets.
Dude, don't roast the dino nuggies.
Chicken nuggets and meatballs.
Oh my goodness.
No, but like you can never go like I kind of we do it differently, but so like you can never go wrong with turkey and ham, of course, like as you do it, right? So like but we tried is Turkish game in. That thing was so moist. It was so good. That's the problem I have with turkey most of the time. Like sometimes it's just dry, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to chug water while I'm eating this. But my uncle also makes brisket, and it's pretty damn good during that.
I like that.
Also, I love barbecue. I will never turn down barbecue a day in my life. So yeah.
Whenever you go to a barbecue spot, do you ever get the turkey?
I used to. I used to, but then like it was when I was really younger kid. I was like, I don't want anything with my food. I don't want to try anything. My dad's like, try barbecue sauce. Just please do it for the love of God. Stop complaining. I tried it, and so now everything has to be covered in barbecue sauce. So now I eat ribs, a lot of brisket, pulled pork, and all that stuff.
I was gonna say an underrated meat at like a barbecue spot if they do it right is turkey, man. Barbecue turkey done right is even the white meat is like moist and delicious.
Dude, Dickie's was actually pretty good. They don't have one near us anymore, but like Dickie's turkey was honestly pretty good.
Let's see, Jordan Stock here, y'all. ASEL. I'm about to munch on some Magic Spoon cereal. I've never had the Magic Spoon cereal. I heard it's really good, and plus it's like a lot healthier than your traditional cereal. So have a bowl for me, man. I used to be a big cereal guy. I don't know. Have we ever done our top 5 cereals? We should do that sometime.
Wait, are the two meats are brisket and did you say Cornish game hens?
Yeah, Cornish. I was trying to forget. Yeah, it's Cornish game hens. Yes.
Okay.
Thank
you flipped me around on this. You brought some okay. All right, Brenden. You flipped it from your non-appetizer having.
You had to make me think more of what we actually do. So I was gonna go just what we just basics more stuff, but yeah, we have that, and it's pretty damn good.
And so, do y'all have like cornbread? Do y'all have the like the Hawaiian rolls, Miss Bear's rolls? What's the bread of choice at the Breadman Thanksgiving spread?
All of them.
Every bread.
Bro, if you know it, we have it. There we go. But no, dude, no, but my grandma will make these rolls. She'll make them for almost any like big holiday we'll have. But dude, they like my entire family will devour them. My dad's like on a great diet right now. Anytime he sees it, he's like, damn it, I'm about to eat that. But thank you, Jordan. Thank you.
Growing up, man, my family, we always had the Miss Barrage rolls, and like that's just the perfect vehicle for your mashed potatoes, like that perfect bite of the remains on the plate. Of course, Hawaiian rolls have probably taken over now, but man, those Miss Bread rolls, I always associate those
Parker House, man. Parker House rolls are big. I think they're in the South, but Parker.
I've never heard of or had a Parker House.
Look up Parker House rolls. You'll know what they are when they see them. It's the ones with the very brown top.
Mm-hmm.
And they pull apart, and they're great for like sandwiches. Like you put the turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry in there.
Man, an underrated bread is the wheat roll, man. That's the wheat roll, dude. So.
See,
good.
now we're talking about look what's happening. We're talking about bread here. We're talking about everything positive about bread. You're
welcome. I love bread.
It's
just I love bread. It's just it's not I don't know if I consider it a side unless you did something with it.
The only reason I consider it a side because, like, of course, like you know those like normal plates will have like different sections and the plastic or styrofoam plates, and so that's what I think about it. So if it's in a section, it's a side of your actual meal. Like you'll have like your ham and turkey, and then it'll be over here. That's why I counted it as that. I wasn't thinking this is a mainstay meal. Like you gotta be doing this. Like
our bread's a side, and is mac and cheese an appetizer. We need to know this from the. We already know the answer, but we just kind of want to mock. We want you guys to join us in mocking Brenden. So just go ahead and leave comments and go on Twitter and like, bro, breads is a side and mac and cheese is a. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of mac and cheese as an appetizer, but like it's not like rolled and fried or anything. Like mac and cheese is either a main course or like one of the greatest sides of all time.
Seriously. Okay, here we are with our views from the sidelines, Mike. We had a two-parter here, but I think we're going to just stick with one, actually, now that I was thinking about it. The question is...
I just looked at my notes. I couldn't figure them out, and I passed out. Like I fell asleep literally on the pod again. Yeah. I'll figure it out as we go. Sorry, views from the sidelines.
No worries. Has Micah added another element to his game now that he's had to play more linebacker?
Not really. He just is more of a weapon of a pass rusher because you don't know where he's coming from. But he pretty much is the same, defensive end, the same stuff. You do it different as a blitzer, which is what he did from Penn State. So it's even more natural to him than playing in, really.
True. Okay, true or false, Mike? We kind of had a debate, not about this particular pie, but a different one. True or false, Brenden? Pecan pie is the best pie.
Like I said earlier, I'm a picky person, but no, I'm a chocolate guy. So I would say no. My aunt makes this awesome like pie that tastes like melted brownie, and it kills.
Man,
what
that
type
sounds
of
amazing.
crust? Is it in a graham cracker crust?
It's done graham cracker. We've also done Oreo, so it's kind of like I don't know. It depends on what she chooses, but it's usually Oreo.
My goodness, Mike, is true or false? Pecan pie is the best pie.
I had true, but like I said, I was kind of out of it. But banana cream chocolate pie is really good.
Yeah.
It's definitely tier 1, but I'll say, damn, I love pecan pie. Maybe
so good, bro. It's a hard one.
Yeah, because I love banana cream pie and banana pudding.
I feel like wherever you go at pecan pie, like if you get a slice of pecan pie, it's usually pretty consistently good. Like the good ones are really, really good, and then you get a bad one that's like it's still pie, it's still pecan pie, it's still solid. For me, I'm gonna go false. I like pumpkin pie with the Cool Whip a little bit more than I do pecan, and also, man, I love coconut meringue and lemon meringue, and egg custard pie might be my favorite. But dude, pecan pie is definitely up there. It's a strong debate to have.
Also, deep dish pizza. That is a savory pie. It is not pizza. It's amazing. It's delicious. I love it. But it is pie. It is not pizza. It's just a savory pie. And that should be in the discussion as well because that is amazing pie.
I think last year we actually ranked our top 5 pies, and you had chicken pot pie on your list as a savory pie. And I'm like, man, I don't know how I didn't think about that. And that's what Brenden
I think I had the deep dish pizza in there too.
I'm not sure. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised, but I know you for sure had chicken pot pie.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, here we are with one word. Brenden, the feeling I have when I'm sitting around with family and friends, eating good food, and watching the Cowboys game is blank.
It's even though I love my family, it's still stressful. The work I'm still gonna have is stressful because I
appreciate the honesty.
Well, no, because like I'll have everything be happy around, but we're all staring at the screen, and so like it's like any other game during the game. But of course, before the atmosphere is phenomenal and all of it. During the game, it's like I'm back glued onto the screen.
All right, Mike. The feeling I have when I'm sitting around with family and friends, eating good food, and watching the Cowboys game is blank.
Nerve-wracking. Because I'm worried about the game. Same thing. We're on the same page.
Simpatico. For me, the feeling I have when I'm sitting around with family and friends, eating good food and watching the Cowboys game, I'm feeling blessed, man. That's how I feel. Lucky to have the day off. Lucky to be eating good food. Lucky to be with the ones I love. To have, probably have my son in my lap or just sitting next to my wife. It's a good feeling, man.
You know what makes me feel blessed?
Going to bed, your chair.
That
chair better make your top 5.
Oh yeah,
it will now. It will now.
It's hard because I know we're about to do top 5, but trying to do something that's not family and friends.
Yeah.
So we do different stuff. It's really hard because this year has been a lot of family and friend help that is really like you want to key in on that. And so like I got now 2 things and I've got to like come up with 3 others, because I had an article to do. I'm sorry.
No worries. Well, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I think Mike and I started this either last year or the year before, but our top 5 tonight is going to be top 5 things we're thankful for. And like Mike said, we decided that we wouldn't do like have family and friends on our list just because we wanted our list to be a little different. We wanted to be a little unique tonight. So Brenden, start us off, man. What's number 5 on your list of things you're thankful for?
See, with you saying that family and friends, that really did throw a wrench in what I was trying to do. I'm like, where are they going to? But if we're going to go there, I'm going to say my new car brakes because my other ones, I almost died several times because they just didn't want to stop when it was raining. The Broncos at POS, but we still love it here.
Oh, man. Thank God for those new brakes for sure. Mike, how about you? Number 5 on your list.
All right. This is the one that I have. It's probably number 1 since it's the only one I came up with, but Black Friday. Now, for me, it lasts all month.
Hey, I like that.
I spend a shit ton of money. Look at the damn chair. When there's something I want to get it, but I'm disciplined enough I got this on Black Friday. So when the Black Friday month comes, I put some bank down. I put money on it. So I like when it comes down. I bought my bed that this is on Black Friday. It was like 3 G's. I got it for 18. This was 10, 11 G's. I got it for 6. My Bowflex was like half off. My Velocore bike was another Black Friday. I got $700 off of that. So, get good credit and be patient and buy your stuff at the right time when they'll finance it right. And you could be poor and broke like me and be able to have some nice stuff because I'm patient enough to wait for it to be priced right. And so if it wasn't for Black Friday, I wouldn't have a lot of the stuff that I do have.
Yeah, I hear that, Mike. That's a good one. For me, man, I have to go with, I don't know, Brenden, how much you would care about this. Mike, I feel like you might care about this as much as I do, maybe a little bit less, but I'm thankful for my barber, man. To have a good barber, somebody you can trust to give you a good haircut, give you a good lineup, lets you be reliable, charge you a reasonable amount. To have a good barber, man, that's a cheat code. It really is.
It's nice. Yeah, it is. With my face, I need as much help as I can get.
Number 4 on this list, I have to go with this, man. Mike, you might be able to relate, but nice / comfortable shoes. Ones that you can stand on your feet a lot, ones that you can walk around a lot, or just be active in, and your feet don't hurt at the end of the day. I don't know. That's probably a simple pleasure, more of a simple pleasure, but that's something I'm thankful for because I've recently started having some foot problems, man, and when they start to go away and I can put on my shoes and feel comfortable again, I'm like, man, this is something I'm very grateful for.
That's a great setup for what I'm going to add into mine right now.
Mike, number 4 on your list.
Lorna, my podiatrist.
Okay.
I am on disability because I have neuropathy. For people that don't know what that is, it's a diabetes thing. It messes with the nerves in your body, especially your feet. The further away you get from like your core, your heart, the nerves are worse and worse. That's basically how the neuropathy works. And my podiatrist will cut stuff off that she needs to cut off on the feet. She will take care of nails, rubs, iodine. She has prescribed 3 different sets of shoes and inserts for me over the last 2.5 years so that I, when something starts to bother me in a different area, they adjust the insert, and it's really been a lifesaver. And when you mentioned the shoes, I was like, oh, that's a good one. I got to give Lorna and all the ones at that doctor's office, but she sees me the most.
Yeah, I have to say, before we get to your number 4, Brenden, a couple of weeks ago, Mike, I had my first case of plantar fasciitis. And you talk about terrible foot problems, dude. I couldn't walk for 3 days, bro.
And the thing is I'm working now again with my disability. I'm working more limited.
Yeah.
But as you still got to work, and it's like it really can be stressful. It can be a strain, and then you come home and you're in pain from it, and you don't sleep, and then you get on the podcast. And I warned people on Twitter what was going to happen today. I literally put it on there, and me.
Well, you've done a great job staying awake for the most part through the show, Mike. Brenden, number 4. What's number 4 on your list?
Well, even though Mike almost fell asleep on his chair, 5-10 minutes ago. 4 on my list. I'm gonna go with another car route. I'm gonna go with my best friend Cooper getting a Jeep. Not for the simple fact it's a Jeep. I was crammed in the back of his 2-door Audi because his girlfriend was gonna sit up front. So I was always crushed in the back. And so now I'm thankful I can actually have leg room and also he's going back in his chair. But then
it's also on my list. I might as well get it started, right?
Also, so the Bronco can't travel, and now I don't have to be crushed in the back of a car for a 40-minute drive.
Shout out to Cooper with the flex driving the Audi, now moving on to the Jeep. Shout out to your boy Cooper. All right, Brenden, number 3 on your list.
I was thinking about this. I kind of just want to go through one, but I'll just generalize it. It's all my collectibles. Because
I like that.
All that. So you have me doing Legos. I can lower my camera if I wanted to, but the dumpster fire that is my TV stand. But once it's done being built, that dopamine hits so hard, and also they're just great collectibles as well.
I like that. All right, Professor X, what's number 3 on your list?
Oh, let's just do the chair. I'm using it right now. It could probably be number one, but I just felt my back pop. Dude, just wait till you try this chair. When you guys make the trek up to California, you will be able to use it, and you will come on this pod and be like, no, y'all don't understand. Like, he doesn't even do it justice until you sit in it. Every single person I've told about this chair, when I told them the price tag, they were like, you have lost your mind. And then they used it and were like, you could have paid double. I'm like, it's amazing.
Yes, sir. All right, number 3 on my list. I didn't really realize it until just probably this year how much I miss these and how thankful for when I have the time to actually sit down and do this. But I'm so thankful for movies, man. I don't get a lot of time to watch shows or watch a movie. I got to go see Thanksgiving with my mom the other night. Of course, I'm thankful for that. But just to be able to sit down and watch a movie and like kind of turn your brain off or decompress, it's something. It's a simple pleasure that I had kind of not taken advantage of in a long time. But movies, man, the entertainment you get from them and just the joy and the pleasure they bring, and even the relaxation is great. Mike's gonna make me want to go to sleep.
It's so comfortable. There's a little bit of pain, but it's so comfortable.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's move along here. Number 2 on my list. I'm sure we can all agree on this one, but the internet. Come on, y'all. Where would we be without the internet? What would we do most of the day without it?
Oh, I know what Bredman. He's young, so we know what he uses the internet for.
Oh God.
Hey, I don't want to hear
bread. So look,
I don't want to. Hey,
obviously.
Hey, I don't want to hear the stuff. I have to read the group chat sometimes, man. I don't want to hear it from you, Mike.
All right, Mike. Number 2 on your list.
Me?
Yes.
I gotta make something up. I know what number 1's gonna be. What should number 2? Oh, coffee.
Oh,
coffee.
Love that, dude. That's an excellent one, bro.
Yeah, coffee is great. I used to tell people, I don't drink coffee unless I have to pay $5 for it because I always went to Starbucks. Now I have a really good, I have a foamer, and so I use this coffee pod machine. And sorry, the backs, it's like really hitting.
You're good, bro. You're good.
And it's coffee, dude. In the mornings, you don't sleep well. It gives you that energy boost. It gets you to work, and I don't know what I would do without it. And I only started drinking coffee like 10 years ago. Yeah. So I was late to the party. Now I know how great it is.
Mike, if you had to choose Starbucks or boba, what would you choose?
I don't drink boba.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I don't dislike it. I just don't. I barely drink Jamba. I drink a little bit of Jamba juice, but I'm all coffee.
I got you. Okay. Brenden, number 2 on your list, my friend.
First off, I thought of an idea. So when we go to California, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do a podcast episode, but each segment someone switches to the chair. Every segment someone else is in the chair. My number 2, mine's kind of the same with the internet, but I went more of my PC because I'm 20 years old. I can play video games, which is a part of it, but I can talk with my friends who I can't hang out with every day, and I wouldn't be able to actually go on the podcast without my PC because I wouldn't have my camera or anything. So, kind of the only way I have a job right now. So, that's pretty important.
Like it, man. I like it.
All
right, Brenden, here we are. We're wrapping things up. Number 1 on your list.
See, you're going to feel bad. Y'all have been bullying me this entire podcast. We've been talking for an hour. You've been bullying me. Even before the podcast, you've been bullying me. But when I first thought of it, I know you said no friends and family, but this is my first episode on Thanksgiving. So I had to say y'all because y'all gave me the opportunity to be doing all this stuff. So
I appreciate it, man.
So yeah, I wouldn't be able to do talk football. I wouldn't be able to randomly tweet on Twitter, but I wouldn't be able to do this 2 times a week with y'all. So I had to put that out there, even though y'all have been bullying me. So I questioned if I should change it just for this episode.
Hey, if you're not being bullied by the guys you work with, they don't like you, bro. I'm sure you know
That's
that.
fair. No, that's easily fair.
All right, Mike. Before you go to sleep, number one on your list,
Can you guys could probably guess what my number one is?
Disneyland.
Disney. Yep. Disneyland. You could do it in any way you want.
Disney
Disney,
World, Disney
entertainment
City.
wise, you can go see movies. There's shows that they have on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars now. It's Marvel now. Going to the park, which I will be there next week. So I don't think I'll be on with you guys until after Seattle, which I will probably get blamed for if we lose.
You
because
will.
we don't have a pod for
We'll make sure you get blamed for it.
Maybe we have one after, but this could be my last pod until after the next Disneyland trip. If so, I will miss all of y'all.
Yes, sir. All right, number one on my list, guys. Similar to Mike's chair, recently my wife and I, we moved into a new apartment, and with our son kind of still sleeping with us for the most part, and we both had terrible beds. We decided to invest in ourselves and invest in a luxury, and we bought a new bed. And it's like a hospital type bed that vibrates. You can lift up the back, you can lift up the feet. It's a king size bed. It's amazing, man. And it's so soft, so comfortable. I haven't slept this good in a long time, man. So number one is my bed, man. I'm so thankful for that thing.
I love it. I have the same. I have one of the vibrating beds, the adjustable beds, and everything. I would like my mattress a little bit softer than the one I got, but they told me it breaks in after a while, but it never broke into the softness I wanted. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a good bed. It's a difference maker.
Really is. It's weird because my son will sleep with us and my dog will sleep on the bed too, like at the end of the bed. And the bed feels so small, but when they're not in the bed and like it's just me and my wife in there asleep, I'm like, this bed feels empty. Like I can't even reach across and touch her. I'm not trying to flex, but I can't reach my arm, fully extend my arm and touch my wife. So I'm like, wow, this thing is like bigger than I thought, but it feels so small when, my tiny son and my dog are in the bed.
That's awesome, man. That's family right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I enjoyed this, man. I like doing these lists on Thanksgiving. It's always nice to reflect and kind of think about things that maybe we overlook and take for granted. So this top five put me in a good mood. I can't speak for you guys, but I'm glad that we did it this way.
How about we do the pod from this angle from now on?
Hey, if you
get a little bit of Disney back there.
I like this POV. We should do it.
If you can hold your laptop there the entire time, then sure, do it.
It's good. It's on my it's right there. It's on my it's because of the way I'm angled. It's they put they like to have your feet over your heart for a lot of the massage. And so my legs are up in the air right now. And so the only problem is I got this fat. My face is fat. I got to do this. There. Now
you're still handsome though, so don't worry about it. Well, guys,
that's
I think
the
that's
best pod ever.
Yes, sir. we're ending on a high note. Brenden, before we get you out of here, remind the people they can find you on Twitter.
They can find me at Brenden_Smith26.
Mike, remind the people they can find you on Twitter.
At Biscuit King #1. Letter C, letter D, Piglet, y'all. You know what it is.
And I'd also like to say I'm very thankful for everybody that supports the show, that tunes in every week. Jordan, Prescott, to everybody else who does tune in and show us love, man. Very appreciative of you guys, and thank you so much for the support, guys. I'm Paul Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Ryan15. We appreciate you joining us, and I'll see you guys next week.
I gotta talk to Mitch about